Be closed just tonight and tomorrow.
They're doing,
I know what they're doing, because we got notice in right.
yeah, I know, they sent it to, I think, today, I just think, oh, we'll be closing.
Ready to move over here and you'll move here. We have a chair that's not sitting at the VIP table.
If you want, you wanna go over, you wanna come over or? We're not. That's it.
Have my seat. Come.
Yeah, it's
Go,
the chair.
Yeah, go.
No, I'm not yet. Come.
Yeah, you gotta,
Come on.
she wants you to come over, come over.
And then when Angela comes, Ron, you're gonna come too, that's a VIP thing.
Do you think Hannah would mind if I sat?
Too bad, sit there anyway.
No.
Oh, why? What's she gonna do? She's gonna scream. Sit there. Furniture belongs to the city of. Oh, geez, I'm gonna take it in the hallway.
Okay.
I would turn everything upside Take it in down. the hallway, put it in that bathroom and lock it.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody.
All right, guys, good evening. All right, so before we begin,
Shh, quiet.
okay, so before we begin, I want to let everyone know that this is being recorded so that if anything has been said here or on the chat can be forwarded at a later date. Okay, so as chair of the public safety and transportation.
All right,
you guys can.
I hereby open this meeting.
Okay, so before we do anything else, I want people to go around the room to introduce themselves. Robin, you can start
Robin,
first.
who are you, Robin?
Robin Parison, co-chair, public safety. Second term on the board.
Lalita Zivilur, Chair of Transportation Committee.
Ron Greenberg, member, Public Safety Committee.
I got
Alan Newman, also a member of the Public Safety Committee.
Lucy Mojica Diaz.
your transportation. No, which committee? Because there's two there.
You're
Which
on,
committee?
I am transportation,
Yes.
madam,
Oh.
and welcome back everyone from Malone, nice.
Okay,
Oh. From transportation. And what else? You got a new title, speak up.
and she's
You're the Secretary of the. Board.
secretary.
Yeah, boy.
Okay.
Go, show you
Right.
for the next 2 years.
Chris,
community member, but also New York City Transit Riders Council member and accessibility.
all right, all the way in the back, Charlene.
Darlene Davis, member of the community board, Alvin. And two others.
Okay, all right.
Last person, member of public safety committee.
Nandra Tirumukarmian, a member of the public safety.
No titles, you guys got big titles.
Svetlana Zelinska, member of public safety.
Yuri Krasner, member of Transportation Committee.
Chairman of Public Safety. Oh, oops.
Lucy.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, Robin.
Committee assistant.
Okay, all right, so tonight we're here to deal with the district needs for 2026. What this is our fifth meeting that we had this month, dealing with budget needs for the community. What we're doing tonight is a wish list, as we will call it, for 2 years from now. So share this, the transportation or the.
What are we doing first?
No, they're all combined together, Yeah, that. All right, see, so as you can see, the list basically shows what the needs are and what the request types are. In this booklet is for 2025. We've done this 2 years ago in 2023, and as you can see, some of the responses are from the city agencies are they can't fund it, or not at this time, it needs a study, or go to your elected official. The majority of them has stayed the same. The only one good thing that has moved from this position is the dog run for Astor Living Park. It was mentioned in the last couple of years, and this past year, Councilwoman Protocol, actually moved it into, the budget, and there's gonna be a dog run in 2 years. So we're happy to hear that some of the things do go and does work. It just takes a long time. But for people who do have complaints or other issues, don't wait for tonight to put it in here, because these are gonna be answered in 2 years. So if you have an immediate problem, call the office, call 311, give us a complaint form, we'll follow up right away. Things that are delayed or are bigger budget, they are in here that, as you can see. The request is broken into 2 parts. One is capital and one is expense. Capital is anything that's worth $35,000 or more that is structure or a building, that is capital. Anything that is expense is personnel, program, and anything that's less than $35,000. So those are the 2 types of sources we're looking at tonight. So everyone turn to this. We're going to go to page. First one is on page 2 and number 5. All right, as you can see, it just goes down.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, we have a couple of them. Thank you. All right, so, as you can see, on number 5, that's one of the, wording here, it says repair or build new seawalls or bulkhead. As you know, because of Sandy, for the newer people who are here, I'm going to explain to you why we put these things here. Because a lot of times people say, you're just repeating the same thing because we already know what the history is about. But for you guys, have to know what it is, because this will come up again and again. Because if it isn't covered this year, just because it wasn't covered doesn't mean it's not a need. So sometimes you might see this for the last 10 years, Lucy, no, 20, 40 years.
40,
years.
thank
There's
you.
one that's here for 40 years,
Right.
which is sanitation garage, you'll see it. But tonight we're only talking about
Nothing changed.
public safety, and we're talking about transportation only. But if you do want to ask a question later, we can answer that on the side. All right, but number 5, so basically we said we need to upgrade the seawall and the bulkhead. Right now, as you see, after Sandy, our seawalls and bulkhead could not hold back the tides, and we need to upgrade them before the next storm comes.
What does that have to do with the transportation?
Because it, see, I thank you for asking that. No, oh no, but because here, in transportation, I looked it up too, just to make sure. The need that they had, it says needs for infrastructure. It does say, if you go, it says repair or build new seawalls or bulkhead. So it is in their toolbox, you see, so it's not like we're pulling this out of our head and say, why is it transportation? It's in their
Still
toolbox
doesn't
saying,
make sense.
no, like I said, I'm not going to question them. It says that they can
course.
do it.
I know, remember
But
we
yeah,
talked
I know.
about this
So,
probably moving into
Hey, which
DEP or.
yes, oh, no,
Because
we're
they're
actually,
similar
we're gonna move it up, well, yeah, we're gonna move it up, like the sanitation garage. I think what we're gonna do is pull to number 10, so everything above it can move down 1 notch. So
See,
that would,
priorities don't make a difference.
I know, but
But
certain things-
You need to tell people that priorities don't make a
It
difference.
used to,
it
it
used,
doesn't
it used,
anymore.
yeah, it used to.
So, you know, Eddie, you're looking at me, but you
Yeah.
need, everyone wants to move it to number 1, number 2. They
Yeah.
don't make a difference.
See.
You need to make that clear.
Okay, all right, understand this, when it comes down to the city, they only really look at number 1. And if you see what number 1 is, turn to page number 1, you'll see. Is we put it as a top priority is the rehab of the Regan boardwalk, which of course sorely needs it. You can see it going up and down the boardwalk, people have been tripping, there's been holes. There is money in the budget, but not sufficient enough to repair it to the way it should be.
Yeah,
And-
I think the request wasn't to move it up or down. The
Yeah.
request was, if you look at all the line items for the Department of DEP, Environmental Protection, they're all similar to
Yeah.
what that line item is.
Yeah,
So I think we have said that it should.
somewhat consolidate into
it should be
one.
moved. That's addressing the same stuff.
But see, what happens here is in DEP is different from DOT. So even though it says the same thing, is their funding budget source that doesn't commingle together. Even though we want them to commingle together, they have their own budget that they don't share. Let's put it that
No,
way.
I get it.
Yeah.
So this is specific to
Bulkhead,
protection for.
yes, for the shoreline, for the shoreline, but for the transportation section of it.
That doesn't make sense at all.
I know that, and you know that, but it's something that they have here that I don't want them
Okay.
to
I'm not gonna take
avoid
away
it.
from
But I do know what you're saying, that it doesn't belong to them, yeah, yes.
When you're saying transportation,
Uh,
cause I agree with Joanne's look and I'm like going like, huh?
In here,
Uh.
it says, if you look closely,
What section?
no, in infrastructure, it says transportation infrastructure, the first one. And then going right across says, to repair seawalls and bulkheads.
I mean, worst
That's it.
scenario, the agency will reply back, this is not within our jurisdiction.
And, looking at it,
They never did.
yeah,
But I know
but-
MTA already did theirs, they're done in Coney Island. They're all-
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're done.
Yeah,
In more ways than one, they're done.
Okay.
they're done.
Alright, but the need is there if we can ask the DOT to sponsor it.
Okay.
Okay, so, alright, so just moving right along, because you guys have a lot. I looked at it, you, combining both transportation
I
and
don't know.
public safety is a lot on there. Number three, page three, number seven. This one is, providing surveillance, Argus, camera. Of course, we need this, to be done. I don't need to read this. Do I have to read this?
No.
Alright, basically, it's just, we need cameras for this. And this is with the public, NYPD, not housing, not a TA. This is just the police department.
I'm sorry, are you bouncing from DOT to?
No,
PD?
no.
Because this is PD, number.
Yeah,
seven.
he's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
transportation
Yeah,
and.
Oh, he's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, yeah, I'm not,
You're gonna do all
yeah, I was
transport.
gonna do
That's
it, but then, you know, what, I don't want you
Okay.
guys to go back and forth.
Okay.
We're good, so
Alright,
you guys
just
can look at
asking,
it.
thank
No,
you.
good point, sorry about that.
That's one.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Alright, so number seven, basically, we just, want them to have it, we want them to monitor high crime area, not including, Coney Island, Brighton Beach, but also the amusement area and the boardwalk and chronic high crime location in the district, okay? They, have put some on Mermaid Avenue, I know that, but, Lucy first, let's see,
No,
Lucy?
Ron was first.
Okay, then Ron, go.
As it was mentioned, to move everything up one, as an
Yeah.
alternative to that, could we have the number 7 for the Argus camera moved into the number 4 spot where the sanitation garage is being neglected? And I want to point out the importance of this. The number 1 shooting hotspot in the entire 60 precinct in the command is right across from the Key Food at Mermaid and 36th Street. There is no NYPD Argus camera at that location, nor at Mermaid and 35. In addition, another hotspot that could really use it, Surf and 30, right across the street from the deli over there. And like I said, there's a deli over at Mermaid and 36. And Surf and 29, same block, right by the YMCA. Another hotspot could use the NYPD Argus camera.
I'll leave it up to the committee if you guys wanna move it up or not. We can move it up, because we, at, sanitation environmental, said that they will release number 4 to another side. So if you want to reverse number 7 with number 4.
That's
can do
fine.
that. Alright, I
Thank
mean,
you.
it doesn't matter to us, like Lucy mentioned, these are just numbers, they're gonna really look at number 1, 2, maybe the most, but,
They're not
They're gonna look at 1 to 50.
yeah, that's it, and they're gonna look at
all
one.
of them.
Yeah.
The number has nothing
Yeah,
to
the
do with it. They
position
did-
has nothing to do-
Years ago, they used to do priorities
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. and
Now
that's-
it's 1 to 50, whatever you have, they're going to look at
Yeah.
it. So it doesn't matter where you place it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay,
Thank you, Joanne. You bet.
Yeah.
one has the same effect as 50.
Thank you.
okay, alright, that's a good point,
So I
but,
have a
alright,
question for number 7.
alright, number 7 then.
You wrote in here, high crime areas.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, as Ron mentioned, there was arts and park.
I mean, listen, if you're asking for security cameras,
Mm.
you're implying that all the district needs security and most of them, and all of them is prime, as a crime area. So now you're saying, oh, look at the high crime areas and then come back and look at the other areas. Wouldn't it just be monitor all areas a little more like that, or is it, you guys feel that the word high crime should remain in there?
Mm.
I think if you're asking, you should ask for absolute coverage.
Oh, no,
You know,
this is
I-
absolute
Don't
coverage.
pick up
Yeah.
one spot as against another, because tomorrow it's gonna be the other spot.
Well, like I said, I'm leaving it up to the committee. If you want to change that wording, I'll move it up to 4, it's not a problem. But to, as Ronald mentioned, if you want to put in the additional spots as samples, or should leave it as high chronic crime area locations in the district.
And not limited to Coney Island and Brighton Beach, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
amusement area, which is.
Yeah, which we said. in the-
This- I would say just move it up and leave it
Okay.
as it is.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so, Barbara, we'll move number 7 to number 4. And
But you're
number
not
four.
implying, you're not indicating which is the high crime areas. It's just not a clear, I'm not a writer, but I can read it.
But on, yeah,
It's not clear to me.
yeah, and,
So I'm gonna come back to you and say, excuse me, what areas are your high crime areas, Mr. Mark?
Yeah.
But you don't have it here, so are they all a high crime area or is just specific?
right.
I'm just trying to clear up the sentence here.
Okay, all right,
I agree with you.
okay, so, moving right along,
So
page,
what do you mean moving right along? What are we doing?
well, no, we're gonna leave it as, leave it generic for all high crime areas, so we're not going to
No,
specific.
specific.
We're not gonna isolate one
But what
section.
is, sir, what is your high crime area? It's not indicated in here that you're saying. You're saying,
We're leaving
Hey,
that up to the police wherever they feel that is a high crime area. I'm not going to start telling the police what is a high crime area because they're gonna tell us, coming back to us, saying, we have the stats. I don't know what the stats are when they're gonna put up these cameras, wherever it is
so
at that
maybe I'm
time.
just not being clear. Maybe we could just clear up the sentence a little more.
Okay, all right,
So it's already, it's pretty much like a double, they doubling because they put already in chronic troubled locations. So I would just drop everything after Riggleman Boardwalk because it's already, in the beginning, it was
Those are the
already
four
says in chronic
sections.
trouble locations. If you
okay,
look
all
at the
right,
top,
all right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
then,
good.
okay, all right, I can do that. Barbara, you heard that? We'll go out, see, after Richmond Boardwalk. Yes,
Since we're dealing also with high-speed cars that comes down from Ocean Parkway down to Surf. Since we already been seeing that there are cameras on the traffic light areas too.
Mhm.
That are catching cars going high speed and motorcycles passing red lights, we do need to make sure we have speed cameras.
oh, we have tons of them. We have tons of, trust
You
me,
want
we have.
another one?
You don't
Sure,
want.
trust me, no, we have tons.
I assume you don't drive.
The city is making enough money from Coney
We
Island.
have a lot. Yes, we have-
I didn't say Surf Avenue, I said in the area.
Oh, no,
over
no,
Ocean
they're-
Parkway.
they're-
I didn't say Coney
No,
Island.
They're all over.
They're all over, trust me, we know where it is.
Every
Okay.
block is camera on the Ocean
If you're
Park.
coming into
Every
Coney Island,
second
all you get is
Yeah.
alert, red,
Maybe
red
it's
light
It
camera.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that. That's just to say that.
Ron
All
has
right,
a
all
question.
right,
I wanted
Ronald,
to follow up on his comment.
okay,
The speed cameras,
okay,
the speed cameras are all
By
over,
Ocean Park.
they're
Okay.
all over Coney Island, they're all over Graves and Bath Beach.
Yeah.
Brighton Beach has a lack of them, and I noted that except for Brighton 11, between Neptune Avenue and Ocean View Avenue, there's a need for that,
Okay.
especially along
all right, that's a good point,
Neptune Avenue,
but it's not
Coney
a
Island
wish
Avenue.
list, that we can deal with
With
right
that,
now, call
Let me
311
get
and then we'll put it
15.
in.
What speed are you
Yes.
going? My scooter goes 18.
That's before wheels,
And don't forget, the buses do have the cameras now.
sure, yes, that's true, all
All
right,
right, move
but,
forward.
Ronald, if you want to, call tomorrow, call 311 first, give us a complaint number, and we'll put that, that's faster to do than put it in here.
Yeah, you put
But
it,
Complaint number for what?
For the speed, you know, that speed camera, you want speed camera, at a certain speed.
I mentioned there's a lack of them in Brighton Beach.
Then
So
area.
bring it
a
to-
specific area, and then we'll call into 311 first.
Well, it's
Then
for the
we'll-
PD to determine
No,
the traffic
see?
pattern, so I don't
It's
have,
not
the-
Okay.
PD's determined, it's
or
DOT.
DOT,
It's
and
DOT.
where the speeding is
Alright, so,
happening.
so if you feel there's a
Right.
place that needs it,
Oh, a specific
if
intersection.
you do,
right.
but
I see.
right now, I
I
don't.
mentioned Eric, I'm
I don't
not
have-
making it specific.
Well, whichever it is, I mean, I don't know, and like I said, I don't live in Brighton Beach to say, yes, this is a speed spot that needs a camera.
I don't really know,
I
like
don't
he
either,
said, how much speeding there can be when
Yeah.
there's a light on every corner.
Yeah,
so-
there is, especially on Brighton Beach Avenue.
Yeah,
Like
that's
said,
what I mean.
speed
Maybe at
is
night.
Mhm.
Okay, let's
No,
go.
okay, moving right along, right, page 4, number 9,
Uh-huh.
oh yeah, I think we should leave this here.
It's
or-
walking-
Absolutely.
Sure. This is basically to upgrade the 60 precinct station house. As you know, it got damaged during Sandy, and with that, the basement, it got flooded and all.
The the basement
Yeah,
is toxic.
Yeah, it's not good. So we want to move them, so. we-
Besides which, it's not handicapped.
And that
accessible.
is, of course, ADA, it says needs to be ADA, so it's like throwing money in a money pit, you know, and we don't want that. We asked them if they can build another station house. Where? That's another location, well, they have to figure it out if they do have the funding for it, so. All right, next, number 4, page 4,
No, I don't want it to say renovate. I want it to say upgrade. Because,
okay.
Isn't there another one?
let
There is
me-
another
there's
one. There's another one in here.
because
That
as I
built a
found
new
out
one.
at the 6 precinct meeting we had the other day, they used to have years ago a morgue. Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
no longer, right? Now they use it as a storage room.
Right.
Ooh,
So I don't know if other precincts
Yeah.
still have that. People die there.
yeah.
Not there.
Yeah, yeah.
People pass away and by the
They keep it
time
there.
somebody comes in the system. So
I don't think there's,
I'm saying upgrade.
If you look at page 10, number 31, it's similar language about building new one.
Okay, on YouTube.
You know.
All right, so
Thank you.
I'll.
Yes, okay,
get
good.
there.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you,
yes. All right,
Robin.
but that's later.
Item 31, page 10.
Okay, so, all right, so we're gonna leave number 9 as is, all right, that it just needs to be upgraded. If it can be rebuilt, this could be upgraded, renovated, so it'd be ADA compatible with, what's called, the basement being fixed. You know, yeah, all right, number 10, all right, reconstruct the street. We need to reconstruct, Brighton Beach Avenue. The reason why we put this in here is because it's a major overhaul. For some reason, the streets in Brighton Beach are made of concrete. And because of that, it is more expensive to tear it up, to renovate it and not renovate it, to upgrade it. And it just is a very expensive capital project. So we're leaving it in here. And that's it. It's just something that we always been put in.
Question, Cross Street number 1, West Fifth Street, Cross Street number 2, Fifth Street.
Oh,
I don't know.
sorry.
What is that?
It was supposed to be Brighton, it's what I said, Brighton Beach Avenue is supposed to be Corbin, Brighton 15. That's what I said.
Corbin Place.
Yeah,
to
Brighton 15,
Ocean Parkway.
Yeah. Brighton 15, sorry, that was my title.
So that is where from Brighton 15 to
It's
West
Brighton-
Fifth?
Brighton, all the way from,
Corbin, Eddie.
So which
Corbin,
Cross Street
Corbin,
1
Corbin.
and which Cross Street 2? I just, no, not clear.
alright, it
You're
should,
talking
it should
about-
go all the way from West Fifth Street
Yeah.
to Corbin Place, but
Corbin
Corbin is the
Place.
other side, yes,
Corbin Cross Street 2, right?
yes,
Yeah,
on
yes,
Brighton Beach
change.
Avenue, on Brighton Beach Avenue. Okay.
Oh,
Alright, the story also behind this was, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, Councilman Deutsch, put this in the budget. He realized when it finally got to the blueprints or the architectural plan, it doubled. And he said, no way was he going to fund it at that time, so he took the money and, fixed everything else around there. But each year that we wait, it costs more. And especially now, if whatever it cost to fix it back then in 2019, before the pandemic, I'm sure it doubled by now. So, it's still in here because it still needs to be fixed. It's no matter what, it needs to be fixed. So the question is, who's going to say, we're gonna take it? We have to put it here as a request. All right, so next one is,
Question?
yes,
Why is Brighton Beach made of concrete and what are the other
because of
streets made of?
the tracks above it, had to be.
How
what do you
many
call it?
years it's like
It has to be, what do you call it, able to hold the trains above it.
stanchions?
And that was,
The beam.
the beam, thank you.
The stand.
that's what I was looking at.
Thank you, beam.
Mhm.
And because of that, that's how, what do you call it, it still remained that way.
Eddie, Stillwell Avenue and 86th Street don't have concrete,
Yeah. Well, they have,
No, they don't.
asphalt.
yeah, but that's, more recent. They haven't
No.
done, I don't know if they've done their, what do you call it, repaving?
They did.
Alright, but when they did.
They
they've
have.
done it on their part. I don't know how they did it. That's with their community board and
DOT.
Let's
DOT.
look into that.
I'm not, it's totally different. We know already, for a fact, because Chaim Deutsch put it in there already. And he said he wasn't going to pay for it when it doubled, when the time came around to, putting it, to play. Alright, so next one is page 6, number 16. Alright, priority number 16 is to improve, accessibility to transit infrastructure, providing elevated, escalator, and of course, Chris, is this what we're seeing that it's gonna happen one day?
It's gonna
Okay.
happen because right now, let's not think about congestion price on pause. That's one thing I'm gonna be clear.
Sure.
No, I just want to be clear, because some people are so panicking and worried. It's gonna happen because your station, Neptune on the F, is still on the list. Has
Okay.
not removed.
Alright,
You guys still put in the community board list of Brighton Beach, thank you, Ocean Parkway, which is the B and Q and the Q. That's right, I did say Neptune on the F.
Yes.
But if we're gonna put any other states you wanna add in, that's your guys, your choice. West Eighth Street, you guys can put in as the F and Q. It does have a ramp, but also, yeah, let me give this to the gentleman, who will go, and the gentleman behind you. Bay 50th also, since near schools, can
Okay.
also be added in.
alright, so if you want
And you
to,
still need to keep the list because it's still getting strong.
so what Chris mentioned is the 2 other stations, which we should put in also. 3, which was the
I said West Eighth,
West 8th, Bay 50th.
Bay 50th, second, and, I forgot there was, I
There
think,
was it.
86th Street.
No, we're not. That's not us. That's not us.
But West State could be added.
Yeah, West 8th,
West
West 8th.
eighth.
For sure.
So West 8th and Bay 50th are the two that we should add on to it too. Since, like you said, if they're going to come in our area to fix it anyway, you know what, fix it all at once. And they're doing, Kings Highway, or is it? Should
East
that be?
the F will be getting its elevator, instead of
Okay.
being 23 being delayed, now it's
Sure.
22.
Okay,
And there may be more stations on the list, coming soon on the 25th.
all right. Also, just, since Angela is here too, from transportation, she's a co-chair, vice chair, and Lily is, chair. We're gonna have a transportation committee meeting on October 1st, to discuss more about this in detail. So if you have other transportation questions, relating to what's been happening or updates, we're gonna talk about it on October 1st. Shawnee?
I just have one concern because with me being in a
Yeah.
wheelchair,
Mhm.
and sometimes, you know, if I wanna use the train,
Sure.
it's very hard because when I get upstairs, I can get up because the ramp is there, but then it doesn't have anywhere that shows how do you get on the train. It doesn't like have a marking to say this is where a wheelchair
Yeah,
can come on. They need to make some type of sign or make the handicap sign on the ground in blue. So you know that when you come up the ramp, that's where you should sit at. So this way, when you're trying to get on the train, you can get on without getting the wheels of the wheelchair stuck
No,
in between.
that's-
Somebody got.
no, that's a good point.
To get on.
What station is this?
It's Coney Island here.
Old station.
All of the, train stations here at Coney Island, when you
Okay.
come up and.
But can't we
you go
bring
on the
that to
train,
committee?
There's nothing there that says this is where wheelchairs should get on.
okay,
There's no sign, no nothing.
we could definitely,
I
put it
bring
in.
Up to Carmel
See,
Aurora,
that's
chief
what-
accessibility, that has
Bring
to
it
be
to
brought up
committee, get
again.
it out
Yeah.
again.
Because it has to, because where we're seeing is people we've been reporting that people have been taking down the accessible access signs where the conductor is.
Oh.
The other question is that was brought up last time, and she did bring up the last meeting in the summer. Part of the station has to be lifted up a little bit, it's called a hump. So where the conductor is and between cars 6 and 5, they have to be even to the platform.
Okay.
If no one puts that in, we don't know that until
Okay.
today.
All right, we can,
Take it
bring
to
that to the
committee.
next
But it
committee,
should be
yeah,
the
because,
committee.
that, is more immediate, that they can do than putting this on this wish list.
Can
Okay.
we give Angela a chair somewhere?
They are gonna be doing that.
As chair, can we give one of you guys, would you mind, Ron, or give Angela the chair as chair of the committee?
Ron,
Neither one of you?
no, these are chairs.
I want, you're chair of one of the committee, right?
Yeah.
So if you can sit up a little closer, it would be nice, as respect for you.
All right,
And here's the sign entry, sorry to interrupt.
okay.
It's for, you know, a
Yeah.
little bit of
No,
pieces.
right,
Okay,
okay. All right,
Should make it like we do at the board meetings, first 4 rows or first 4 seats.
all right, just to continue on page 7, on priority number 17. Basically, this is upgrading communication equipment to improve emergency response. We just want to improve the communication equipment to improve, page 7, to improve, emergency.
You're talking about 19?
17 first.
Oh. Oh, that's a by.
Yeah, it's just, yeah,
okay.
for digital time. And, they just said they have to investigate. Also, just give you a heads up, which we mentioned this at the other meeting, about the Wi-Fi, the link NYC is coming to Coney Island. I know we mentioned it at the last meeting that we were going to try to find out, what other locations are here. We know right now, one location is on West Fifth Street, that
It's already there.
yeah, but like I said, that's the first one, but there's one of many. So the question is, we need to find out, as Robin mentioned, what are the other locations that they're coming? One is not gonna be sufficient for all of Coney Island and Brighton Beach.
No, but I'm saying, you're saying what they're coming, it's
Already
already
here.
there.
Yeah, but we wanna know the listing of where the
Yeah, I
other.
think I mentioned that to you
Yeah,
2 weeks ago,
that
that
was
you
the-
can
that-
find
like I
out
said,
where the
that's what
locations
we're
are at,
finding.
and we object to the locations.
You
like I
can't
said,
object to them.
okay, but like I said, that would be brought up at the next meeting, we can do that. But we just need this at this time. Okay, all right, so number 19.
Yeah.
All right,
Is the
all right, so
is the
basically we
private-
say asking
says
for
something. It's okay,
NYPD
no.
facility and
Right.
equipment
What I meant.
request. We just want sufficient funds requested to immediately allocate additional bicycle segways, skaters to the 6-0 precinct.
We
To
got
reduce reliance on heavy motorized vehicle to.
That are not ours up
to,
there.
To enhance mobility and increase public safety. Our goal is to reduce the volume of heavy motorized vehicles driven on the boardwalk, which creates a preventable vehicle pedestrian conflict, significantly add to the wear and tear maintenance required for the boardwalk and take away valuable public space needed for social distancing. That was because of COVID. All right, so we need this, but of course, they don't know because of budget funding is uncertain, but we need this because, as you know, the boardwalk is in disarray when there's heavy vehicles there. So we're
Excuse
hoping-
me, I'm gonna make a point of information,
Go ahead.
okay? There are no PD big vans up there because the guys, if they're caught, will get a rip. If they have specific instructions. All I see up there are Parks Department white vans
Yeah.
going up and down, so
100%.
But like I said, just because we're in the Parks Department section here,
we're not.
we're
in
talking
PD,
PD,
and you're.
and we had mentioned this to the Parks people too, in their committee.
And
Alright.
breaking ground.
And breaking ground, too.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
You probably can cross out the
Not
social
PD.
distancing.
yeah, I know, yeah, because that's a social distancing, because that was, as you know, yeah, let's go. Alright,
Say, it won't come back.
Excuse me, you have another handout?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, Mohammed, yes,
He needs a handout.
oh,
Yeah.
hand up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
here you
yeah.
go. You were supposed to bring that back.
Bring it back. What, you short on paper?
No, we won't,
Every committee
every
gets-
committee gets the same thing, so you don't have to bring another copy home.
Save the trees.
Save a tree, save a tree. Okay, all right, so no rejection, objection to that? To number 19, right? There's nothing.
Right.
All right, so let's move right along. Next one is on page 8, number 23. This is other transportation infrastructure request. We want to see the off and on and off ramp to be constructed on Stillwell Avenue and Shore Parkway to alleviate traffic in the area. This was Michael Russo's suggestion. I'm hoping that we can alleviate traffic on the Belt Parkway as it goes, what do you call it? It gets all congested. Whether or not this happened, it has to look it to study through DOT. But also, if you remember, DOT came back here early this spring, mentioning that they are doing a survey on transportation needs and if there's any problems in the area. This one, Michael, is an ideal thing to say that the problem on the Belt Parkway is gets congested at Ocean Parkway and Cropsey Avenue, that this might alleviate the problem on Stillwell Avenue. So, but that doesn't mean that there's other ideas that you guys can put in. Please fill out the survey. They're doing it for the next, they're gonna do this for the next year. But put in these, yeah, you guys have to go online. We put it back into our newsletter and pushed it up, so.
Leave it in this year.
Yeah, see, we are, and we're going to, make sure they know about it. Because remember, all these things, they put it together, they find out what the, problems are. People don't say anything, guess what? They're not gonna go there. So, definitely these things are needed to be looked at, okay? All right, moving right along, we got page 9. And with number 26. Brighton Beach, okay, basically this, they need a light, for Brighton Beach Avenue. And we just say, yes, we do need it to improve the element that is kind of dark underneath the elevator train. And I think we should keep this in, for that sign.
Eddie,
Yes,
I think you also need to use a little more accessibility, because I talked to Ed.
Yes.
Since you are dealing with seniors
Mm.
who are in trouble, can have trouble seeing. I think, because remember, we do have a lot of people who are blind or low
Yeah.
vision,
limited sight, yeah. Okay.
low vision.
Low vision, low vision.
Let's be careful what we say, because Some people
Sure,
get that.
yes. Okay, definitely. We can use that now as a way of,
And I would suggest you send that to DOT's accessibility division because they.
That has not-
no, but it's DOT because they deal with lighting. Yes, Lucy.
Why would it have to be placed here when you would just send the request to DOT?
Right.
This is more, I think this is more than what, yeah, I looked in this. I'm not making this out of the blue. It's in here. So that's why we're looking
That's
in.
not that I'm saying, wouldn't, don't you?
They have a light survey. I know they do.
Right, my question
Yeah.
is, if I could get it out of my own mouth,
Right.
is when we request for streetlights, don't we automatically send a request to DOT? Why is it has to be on the budget?
If I remember right, this is more than what it is, and that's why we put it in here. It does
So
say
can you do both and to find out if there's a way that they can
expedited
do
to
their
do it
study for
fast.
to 2020, whatever?
Okay, agree. Okay,
2050?
I
Thank
think,
you, Joanna.
I think,
love when you
we
finish my
can,
sentence.
we can look into that and see if we can do it simultaneously so that it doesn't have to wait till
Right, and by the
2026. Okay,
time,
I can agree with that.
And
Yes.
could we add an extended from
So-
Brighton Beach to Surf Avenue because it's not lighted either?
Which part is Surf Avenue?
The whole,
Oh, I know what you're saying, sir.
it is really dark.
But-
You mean
see,
coming around
but-
Bend?
No, over,
No, you
over,
go
over.
along Surf Avenue, there's
To
no
West 25th
lights.
Street, 29th Street.
There's no
Um,
lights at all.
I don't know if this is, yeah, okay, I don't know if this
There's
is
no
new,
lights.
I don't know if this is new, you might help me with this. Is that right outside of our door, there is a light post, I just saw it the other day, DOT light. And, one is like you said, it's not sufficient, but they said that's
It's,
good enough.
amusement area they are,
Yeah.
but before and after, there's
But
none.
I just saw recently, so I wanna see if DOT knows this, there's 2 additional lighting on there that faces down, and that's a DOT lamp. So I wanna see if that's their new way of helping, where they say is it insufficient lighting, that they're putting 2 additional lamp on an existing lamp. So, I don't know if you've seen it in Manhattan, but it's right out our door, you can go right by the first light underneath the elevator train. It's up there and it's on the DOT lamp post. So I wanna see if that's their solution now of making it lighter, instead of trying to make a brighter light bulb or whatever. I think that's what they're trying to do. So I wanna see if it is a DOT extension that they put in there that makes it lighter. There's 3 lights now. There's
No,
2 on
but
the
you
side.
include Brighton Beach, but why you don't, what we don't include along the Surf Avenue?
Well, see, I know Surf Avenue, we did a study already. They've done a study.
Okay,
already,
so
and
we're
they-
gonna.
They
okay,
said, of course, none.
all right.
But we want Brighton Beach because we
Understood.
know Brighton Beach is dark. But
Okay.
but it doesn't mean like you said, we're gonna wait 2026.
Okay,
We
so
can
you
put this in
submitted now.
already and mentioned extra lighting, because I saw that lighting the other day. I was like, why is this 3 lights? And I'm like, there's 3 lights there and not 1, and it's their light posts. So I'm wondering, is this their new way of doing?
Just a quick
making it?
question. I know it's
Go.
gonna go to committee, but when
Okay.
was the survey done for, sir?
1924.
5 years ago, before the pandemic. It's the same lighting, hasn't changed. Yes, yeah.
You said survey was done, so on survey.
Yes.
And what is the result?
They said it was sufficient. They said it was sufficient. But see, we get Barbara. remember
How
Ron-
sufficient
Rhonda-
it is, it's
Rhonda,
dark, like a pitch dark.
I think it's a committee,
I know.
but I think it needs to be.
I know, at one point, we asked Rhonda to put it in, and then their result was there was sufficient lighting on Surf Avenue. I know who did it. I know who
The
did it.
people who
Wait,
did
wait,
it,
no, no.
they're not here now.
I
Let's do
know,
it again.
I know who did it. The Lions did it, because the Lions asked for additional lighting. And because of that, they asked if not from here to there, they asked from here all the way to West 37th Street.
Yeah.
And based on that ask, they got the result where it was insufficient enough. That's what they said to them. Not that it's correct or not, but like I said, with this new lighting that I saw recently, I want to see if this is part of their way of saying, this is new lights, guess what? Put an attachment on it. All of you guys go downstairs, that's your homework. Go downstairs, look at it.
Can we
and see
reach
it.
out to
There's no
DOT?
light,
Huh?
not that the light is insufficient. I think there are 2 things they're bringing here. One is the no lights.
No,
lack of
there
light,
is,
and
there is
then-
light, there is light post, there is a light post, but this is that one.
I think when they're
That
talking
is-
about on Surf Avenue,
yeah.
there isn't, especially where that park and the.
No,
square footage
there's
is
only
over
one,
there.
and that's what they say is
No,
sufficient.
long, the whole thing,
The whole
28,
thing go-
29,
Yeah.
the whole Surf Avenue.
But the light is all the way up like 20 stories high,
Okay.
that's what's right, but
Okay.
20 feet high, so that doesn't radiate as the light that we would like it to be. You know, but Barbara, we're going to research it, but we're going to put this in with the inclusion of low vision for.
And if
people with
we don't
disabilities.
have that survey, can't we get it from the Alliance?
Yeah,
If
they have
got-
it. I know they had it because
Okay.
they asked for it and we're like, okay, you know.
Because lighting is their responsibility.
Yes. All right, number 27, next one, improve traffic and pedestrian safety, including traffic calming. This is a very real concern. Motorists, cyclists, pedestrians don't, sorry, that's a common apostrophe, follow the rules of the road. Public safety is in danger. Neck downs, provide safe refuge for, pedestrian to wait to cross the street. They shorten the effective crossing distance for pedestrian, and they do not take away parking space. They should be placed on every intersection of every commercial corridor in southern Brooklyn. So of course, they said that this is the position. They have to make sure before to make a funding decision, and they should contact the agency. This part we're leaving in here because they're doing the traffic survey now. So letting them know that this is still needed, lets them know that it's something that needs to be addressed. And if not by us, it'll be put in their survey.
Eddie,
Yes,
just to remind you that any curb cut
yes,
that you see that is not on,
Mm.
you do need to let DOT Accessibility Division know, that's
Sure.
Edmonds,
Sure.
which we did discuss it
Yeah.
last year.
with what do you call it,
The accessible curb cut,
yes,
which is, I'm translating that to that English term.
nope, that's fine.
Because every curb cut
Mm.
has those special brails for a person who can't see. but
Yes,
Yes, it's a little
true.
bumpy.
The
on
bumpy thing, yes,
But
it
does
helps.
It does help because any street pavement, they have to make sure that curb cut stays where it is in position
Okay,
and doesn't cause a flood.
true. All right, page 10.
Wait, there's a typo in there, there's a question mark.
Yeah, I
there.
saw that. I said it should be an
And
explanation.
then I think,
Yeah, yeah,
again, I'm not a perfect writer, but I don't think this sentence makes sense. It
Which one?
says, and they don't take away parking space.
They don't take part. Should be a comma and just leave it and
It should be,
lowercase.
I
Okay.
think it should be a comma and a small
And
a,
lowercase,
but again, I'm
okay.
not a writer.
Yeah, and doesn't start at same.
Okay. So,
Also, it's not they should be a place, maybe there should be a place at every intersection.
No.
It says they should be a place.
be there.
Okay.
Oh, they should be, okay, got it.
Okay, all right, so, but the
Yeah,
just.
take away the word they and say do not take, and do not take.
And do not take, yes, away, yeah. Okay, all right, next page, number 10,
Kick me.
number 30, is other NYPD facility and equipment request. This one we're asking about,
Which
where's
one?
Minnie? Minnie was supposed to be here. Explanation about, with new technology using drones, we feel that this can help public safety with crowd management and traffic problem in the area. This is something new, only because, as you know, drones are around and they're staying. So we haven't, not we, the city hasn't really tapped into it, and we thought, since we're on the seaside, we should try to see if this can help us. With NYPD, which that we did find out is NYPD, not the Parks Department, have had drones go all around the beach shoreline, saying after 6 o'clock, the beach are closed. Please vacate the beach nonstop, which is good because they don't be, like they say, liable for anyone saying, we didn't know, we didn't see the sign,
That was
and
only because someone
Yep,
drowned. Let's
you
see
got
what happens
but
next year.
like I said, we should put it into more use, not just that. So, one of the things that the Parks Department, we asked them to do was to see if they can use the drones for lifeguards, in addition to lifeguard. Was to see if they can get the flotation to the person if they can't swim fast enough, or is this a multiple, whatever, group of people that needs to be saved. So we put that in the Parks Department side too. So there's other things that we would like them to use, but that's just thinking outside of the box. And also, with illegal vendors, they can, see from above, take a snapshot of who's there. The sky's the limit. All right, so Page 10 is number 31, going right down the line.
Eddie,
Yes,
there's one thing you left out that's wrong.
oh, the subway.
The
Good.
subway surfing
Sure,
is
subway
also
surfing too,
what they're
yes.
gonna be doing now also, because
Yes.
they've been, it's also related to 13 because your trains are outside.
Yes,
They do track.
Did we lose somebody today?
yes, we did.
Yeah, yes, there was a young kid on a G train, which the
G-train,
driver
yeah.
did not listen to the radio say, stop the train. And
Okay,
it's, you know,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
hurt,
Okay,
double head.
so definitely we'll put it in here too, saying about subway surfing too, which should be,
That will be a big help
Yeah.
because then it will show that you guys are taking it seriously, because other
Yep.
community boards in this area
yeah.
going up north is taking it seriously.
Okay. No, it's a good thing. All right, so number 31, as Robin mentioned, we wanted to have a new NYPD facility as a new precinct or sub precinct. But of course, as you can see, the building has been built since 1971. Desperate need of a new building since Superstorm Sandy. Building has been rebuilt but not protected from the next storm. It needs to be flood-proof. Parking space needs to be built with new design. It still lacks ADA compliance for disabled and elderly who might need to get to the station. It also needs to be
an
upgraded.
elevator.
Elevator, but the need also needs to be upgraded for electric station for the fleets and lightweight vehicles or emergency use on the boardwalk. So pretty much this everything and elevator to put the elevator. So is that good, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Next page is number 11. All right, this one is another other FDNY facility equipment with, we mentioned this too, for the fire department now. They could use this to help them with a high-rise building. Since we have a lot of high-rise in the area, we should ask them to see if they can get the drones here, especially with the new ones and the old ones, because the old ones, they're, approaching 50, 60 years old. Anytime they can go up, and if they're at a high risk on the top floor and they can't see what's up there, drones will help. So definitely keep that in, okay? All right, and all right, so in this section, we just finished was capital. That was just all capital. So the next part is on page 14. It's expense. This is anything that's not building, not, material structure that's more than $35,000. This is more like
Also,
programming or,
The bike paths falling.
oh,
The bike paths down Ocean Parkway are nothing but rocks on the floor.
that would be other infrastructure. There's a section that we could put in, let me see.
Excuse me? Ye-
Yeah.
Oh, you're right,
Yeah.
it is parks.
Yeah, it is parts, it's on there. We can put it in, about saying that, where did we start? We start on Avenue Y. We start on Avenue Y South, because I know they,
Wherever, when you go down that bike path,
Yeah.
all you got is holes and rocks
I
and
know that,
nothing. People can't even walk,
See-
much less a
CB
bicycle.
15 is doing theirs on Kings Highway to, no, wasn't it?
Near me.
Yeah, okay,
They're starting-
Avenue V,
they're
Avenue
They're
V,
doing from V
Yeah.
to X, because they just doing
that's
it
it.
now.
Okay, so we have to ask the remaining
Sorry,
part. of it.
I thought it was,
Okay.
until he refreshed my memory.
All right,
He's
so
problem.
Parks Department. Okay. Barbara, we put that in Parks Department, as an addition to fixing up the Ocean Parkway bike lanes. Yes,
We're doing expense now.
expect,
I want to elevate an item of expense to number one position along with lifeguards.
what's that? What do you want
Okay,
to put?
on page 23 at the bottom,
Wait,
item-
Page 14.
Let me get to it.
No, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Let's just go through what we have here. When it gets to that number on 24, you can go and say, this should be elevated, okay? But right now, let's just go down the line and see the reason behind it. Of course, number one is lifeguard, that's parks, don't worry about it. But because there was drowning and we had drowning this year too, it definitely needs to be a number one priority for them to hire more lifeguards or train them. But number two, 2, 3, and 4 is yours. So, as you can see, there, this is basically studies. We are getting that study. So I don't know if we need to put 2 and 3 here. We can move this down if you want to, but it's here because, we requested, we are getting that study now. All right, so, unless, well, like you said, we can move your number up here. and we can move.
Is it number 2 capital, by the way? Industrial
No,
top 10
I've
in
looked in
capital?
here, it's in here. If you look in there, the study, it says,
The study,
the study.
not the structure.
Yes, okay.
Just for
Big-
clarification, I
Yeah.
thought Lucy just said the numbers don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, but I'm just,
It doesn't, but you know,
yeah, some people just don't.
we're not
So
gonna be
we
here
are
and I
gonna
keep
make
begging that.
proposals to move
I
stuff
have a
when we
question
get-
with number 1 after Robin, sorry.
Okay, all right, so,
One is parks.
Oh, God.
no, but we're gonna leave the parks for there.
No, 'cause I
Yeah.
saw lifeguards there, sorry, just.
All right,
Sorry.
so, all right, number 2 and number 3, we're gonna leave in there as of now, because yes, they are being addressed as we speak, with studies. And that's a good thing. The other one is number 4 is, improving parking, operations. Right now, we don't have any sites, but we would like the city to go and see if they can operate, what do you call it, the city on land for off-site parking. Because as you
No,
can know,
there's no sites.
like I said, well, there are sites, it's just that
Yeah.
the city has to say yes to them. But like I said, of course, they said
The
this is
city
not
is selling
recommended for
every
funding.
nook and cranny,
Yes, they
all
are.
right, for building. You're not
Yes.
gonna give it to you
Okay.
for a parking lot.
Okay, so, moving right along, we have number 16, number 16 and priority number 8. Oh, of course, this is needed, additional school safety agent. There's 2 different things, well, we'll see, but, this is basically to improve school safety, crossing guards, security guards and crossing guards around schools. With increased violence in the neighborhood, with children bringing weapons, there should be better school safety for the school. We have to educate the young to respect each other and not resort to violence. There should be programs dealing with anti-violence, anti-bullying and cyberbullying for the children. We need to get the elected officials and DA's office involved with this problem. So of course, they recommend the funding in the budget, but at this time, they're not sure if the funding is available.
Joanne,
Yes.
didn't crossing guards go back to Board of Education?
No.
Or they came back to PD?
They've always been in PD.
They
You're
were,
talking
but-
about school safety.
Oh.
School safety went back and forth. I don't know where they are
He
now.
says hire additional school safety agent.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly who they fall under anymore. School crossing guards are ours, and that's a problem, because even if you have them, you call in sick that morning, there's no sub,
Yeah, there's no
there's
sub.
some, you know, there's, and
The problem I've always had with this is they hire them as part-time.
right.
So maybe some type of wording to increase the budget to hire full-time as opposed to part-timers. They give them 20 hours.
Right.
I mean, you
I
tell
think
me.
that's the max.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I don't know.
They
And
are-
my understanding from what I've heard is that if you do not work for the summer, something to the fact that if you don't work for the summer, you get booted out of your.
I know. Do they collect unemployment, Barbara?
Yes,
They do.
But they have to pay their own insurance for the
Because they're only part-timers.
Right.
You don't get.
Right, so something, maybe write something to,
I'll-
instead of we had this issue for many years.
I don't,
Children are priority, hire for, make the job a full-time job. So the employee can collect benefits as opposed to a part-time job. And it's been part-time for 100
Oh,
years.
yeah. Well,
But-
does it benefit more people if they were hired as full-time? Do they have
Yes,
duties after hours? Because that's what I'm saying.
more people be attracted to the position.
No,
Who can
oh,
live
oh,
on a
go on,
20-hour?
What are they going to do in the hours when there are no children to cross?
they only work X amount of hours in the morning and X amount of hours in the afternoon. That's it.
They don't work lunchtime because.
Okay, so they're on the PD, then let them go to some local precinct and help and do some office work. I don't know, I'm just saying that that's the reason that it's not attractive to people. You're giving someone a
Yeah,
job for
part-time
20
job.
All
hours.
right, well, that's fine.
$18 an hour, it's.
I
And it's
think that,
also because of the weather. Remember, you have to stand out in all
Yeah.
weather to go like.
well, you know what? You take the job and that's it. If you don't like the weather, then don't take the job. But I think you can leave this in, but I think that maybe we as a board, or starting with the committee, can go on record as stating that this is our feeling. That they, something should be done to.
Okay.
Attract
leave that to
people
the
for this
Yeah.
position.
committee for-
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
can- we
bringing
can
up a
bring
point
that-
No, I
at a
understand
committee
that.
level.
Yeah, but I mean, this should stay in, but I think that we can
As
go
a
on
position,
record
As a position.
as a position that we have a problem
For
and
a full-time
we have a
market
great
solution.
problem.
Yeah.
There are mornings
Oh,
that we
yeah,
have no
no.
crossing guards, but then somebody will call me up and say, well, why don't you take them from another district?
can't.
That's fine. I said, so then you're gonna leave another school empty because, it's.
But that's the other thing, based on what I'm saying, sorry, Ron, that that I interrupt you, that's another thing, what
No,
I'm saying
Joanne,
is that
not
they
right
have
there.
substitute people too, to fill in those positions, because you can't move them from A to B. So there has to be something, this is like, for the board of
There-
elections, for example, they have people sitting in the office on the day of the election day. And those people get booted to destinations from those that have called out. So similar to the same thing.
I mean, I know there's like 40 needed officers, but there's only 20 of them being filled. So where are they gonna find the other 20 if they can't, substitute is good, it's a good idea. But if there's only 20 that are filling those positions out of the 40, then, it's like the lifeguard. There's a X
Nobody
amount of
wants a
lifeguards, nobody
job.
wants a job. So that's, another thing that we can't, we can't push them forward to it. But that on a committee level to
Okay,
discuss.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can always bring
Yeah,
in that,
no,
that
ask.
there's a crossing guard coordinator
Sure.
assigned to us, we can have her
Okay.
come in.
Yeah.
to a
explain-
committee meeting,
To explain
so.
about that. All right. Ronald,
You mentioned
and-
you wasn't sure, it's definitely PD, right? School safety.
I'm not sure about school safety, crossing guards, I know.
Yeah.
School safety was taken back,
Right.
it went back and forth over the last 2 years.
I
And-
think now
and-
it's PD.
Okay.
Is it?
But one more
Okay.
point, number 8 is identical to number 32 on page 22, which is a mistake. So you can eliminate completely number 32
Okay,
in
all right.
expense.
All right, we can do limit number 32. Okay. All right, thank you, but we're not there yet. All right. But, all right, so number 8, we're gonna keep there. Oh, wait, Angela, sorry. Angela?
Yes, I wanna go from the sentence, we have to educate the youth to respect each other and not to resort to violence.
Yeah.
It's a very good
Oh.
subject, but do we imply that cross guards will educate the youth to respect each other?
No.
But that's school safety.
School safety.
That's
school
school
That's
safety.
School safety. Sure.
This is school
School
safety.
safety.
Everything.
I don't know.
So, okay, what you're saying, we have to educate, yes, I agree, we have to educate, but what does it, what are we asking for? What is the asking it?
I think with, do they have the youth officer that would be able to do that?
We
or-
have youth officers, yes.
Would that fall under this, to improve the school safety?
I mean,
Part? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And cyber, it's a big
It's a lot,
program.
it's a
like
lot. It's
cultural
huge.
program. So
Yeah.
by bunching it together with the safety guards and everything, we're gonna make a mass of everything. It's a big issue.
Okay.
It's with the separated and leave the safety guards alone, or I don't know, make it kind of clear, because we're saying like a vague sentence, we should educate you, of course we should educate you.
All right, well, okay, this was under just the request of this title. The other part where you might have, you have to look under, this part to see if there is, something that deals with programming, HPD program. So if you look under the part where it says,
Barbara's home.
The
Yeah.
schools themselves
Okay.
have anti-violence,
that's
anti-bullying
true,
as classes. So
So what are we asking?
so that would be
so if
under,
you're asking school safety, they might not be equipped educationally. The teachers allegedly are supposed to be equipped, the ones who teach anti-bullying, anti-violence, to do the teaching.
Okay, so it's not police department.
well, no,
Well, it's not now.
Well, okay, there is one in here, I do see it here. NYPD program, the second from the last in the middle. It says increased resource for youth crime prevention programs. So that was, if I remember
What
right,
Angela's
it's
saying
for-
is that maybe you might want to say that increase for the program, but the way you're stating it here is saying
Right.
you're
it's not clear.
implying that agents are responsible to
Okay.
teach kids
I
respect.
think if I looked correctly in there,
And
the
that's
part
not
where
gonna
with
happen
the
in New York.
youth, with the youth
Yeah.
crime prevention program is with the Explore. I think there's a section in here that asks us to, increase the help, what do you call it, the funding to the Explore it's 6
Correct, Eddie, but
34.
what she's
But-
implying is to reword it to say a program, not an individual.
Okay, all right, Barbara. Okay, so Bob,
The explanation.
Barbara gonna reword the explanation for us. Okay, thank you.
You could actually reverse it, just say there should be a program dealing with anti-violence,
There is-
cyberbullying,
There is.
to educate youth and respect each other and then not resort to violence. Just switch the sentence, and then we need to get elected officials and not involved with these problems, but to fund these programs.
Mm,
To add funding to these programs.
Well, technically, the district attorney does sometimes do those
Yeah.
program trainings, and there are
Okay.
times the
all
library
right,
do that.
now we're taking this whole thing apart from the request. The request is just a simple asking additional school safety agent. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So there is a section here that deals with increased resources for youth crime prevention programs. So we can put that in there if you want
Just reword
to.
it.
Actually,
Okay.
why is this all necessary? You're just asking, there's a
That's
need
what I'm
to
saying.
improve school safety with security guards and crossing guards around the school, period.
That's it.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. Let's be
Yeah.
clear.
Okay, all right, then we're going, all right, we're going to, all right, you heard that, guy? All right, so we're going to only leave the first line in there. That's all we
And
are.
we need elected officials for funding. That's it, period.
Well,
And the rest of it is
But that's what
rhetoric.
PD. Okay. All right, so we're gonna just cross out everything in between to the
Beautiful.
last line. Okay,
Thank you.
so, all right, moving right along, it's to page 22. Yes, we got it far, guys. We go all the way where, Ron mentioned we're taking 32 out, okay, because it is the same one. Thank you. Now 33 is hiring crossing guard. See, school safety agent and crossing guard, they're two different things.
Right.
So now this one is number 33, is asking just to hire full-time, we do ask that, Lucy, full-time crossing guard.
Beautiful.
Okay, so there is in there. So, okay, so let's go right along. Number 23, which is 34. Is hire additional traffic agent, which we need, of course, along, well, you just see it. It just says we need it all around. And the cross street should be from Ocean
Yes.
Parkway.
Yeah.
That's just, that's my type.
Crossing guards is not agents.
Yeah,
And guards are the guys in the street.
yeah,
agents
it's two
are
different, yeah.
Yes, agents are the guys inside the school.
They have to make sure
Mm.
that there's congestion.
I got Neptune and what?
Locations on Neptune, between, it should be Ocean.
I'm sorry, which one are you up to?
34 on
34.
page
Yeah.
23.
Yeah,
It is-
because this is basically, traffic on Neptune Avenue and Cropsey. But it also needs to be addressed from Brighton Beach Avenue to Coney Island Avenue, so Avenue too. Actually, just take out the cross streets.
It says Ocean Parkway
Yeah,
to Ocean
no,
Parkway.
I know, cross out, take out the cross street, the location, we're gonna just put in those addresses, as you can see, Brighton Beach Avenue also, Coney Island Avenue, and Surf Avenue. And I'm not gonna put the cross streets in, because it just goes in our district that we're concerned about. Because, because this is dealing with traffic enforcement agents, which are the ones that give tickets. So these are the ones that we want them to enforce those problems on these streets. Okay, yes,
On Neptune Avenue and Rops Avenue,
yes.
agents staying on the intersection, but there is a triple parking
Yeah,
from
I know.
both sides, not a single ticket. The
That has to-
DOT, at
yeah.
our request,
Mhm.
DOT installed no standing anytime
There.
from both sides. Yes, no standing anytime up there, and the cars are double parked.
Triple.
Triple
they're
park,
triple,
yeah,
I see.
and
that,
no
I see.
standing
And
anytime.
in the median too.
And
yeah,
those
which is
agents,
hard.
they do nothing.
That, well,
I don't
Joanne,
know if the agents that are there
Yeah.
directing traffic are ticketing agents.
Mhm. They
Um,
just,
They
direct
can,
traffic,
they
yeah.
can. give a
Yeah, but
ticket.
yeah, I know they can, but if you want them to stand in the middle of Cropsey Avenue and direct that traffic, which is chaotic, at the same time, go over there and start ticketing, you
Yeah,
can't
they
count
would
them.
clear triple parking. The
I know, I
traffic
understand.
will-
Please stand there, Joanne, and wait for the light up there. I could do it. My grandson could stand up there, look, he turns red and go.
I understand that, but you can't use just one at an
Well, that's
intersection
why you're
like
increasing.
on Cropsey Avenue.
The light will work itself. if you clear the triple parking,
Yeah, oh, I
the
agree.
flow will improve and the light will work. And the agent, you can put 10 agents there. If you have a triple parking, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
well,
help. They don't enforce no standing anytime, fire hydrants, the car parked on the bike lanes, blocking it 100% from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 p.m. Any day of the week, except Sunday, probably because shops are
Yeah.
closed.
There's one thing I'd like to add, Eddie.
Yeah.
Thank God we have the buses doing the cameras, but you gotta remind the traffic officers too. When they're when they're not on duty. Get them off, it's not just, they need, if they see even the trucks on Brighton Beach Avenue or wherever in the community board. If you're doing something, ticket them already.
yeah, but that should be in committee. That doesn't belong here for this budget
Yeah,
meeting.
this part, that,
But
yeah.
in the budget, one question is,
Mm.
can we request that some of those traffic enforcers, they are lately not carrying a certain keep track gun. That they are being, I'm seeing a lot of community boards have been requesting it. For not just, it has nothing to do with speed, but they do track if the vehicle is in the right spot of a parking. And this is something new they've been doing, so I just wanted to think before I jump to the conclusion. Because sometimes where we're seeing trucks park, but they have still, on my right, a good 10 feet to the right. Space, and they're hogging the whole intersection.
That I think will go to committee,
Committee,
yeah, because
absolutely.
that's more to talk more about new innovative things that,
That's something.
we don't have
I
information.
didn't
Yeah.
say should.
No,
I just
no, no.
said to think about it.
okay, all right. So, definitely we'll think about it. We'll bring it to committee with Joanne and Robin. All right, yes.
Okay, I want to elevate number 36 and to right up there for extra special emphasis to the number 1 spot along with
Number
lifeguards.
1?
And yes, I'll explain why. And divide that up into 2 parts, hire additional uniform officers, specifically the number 1 spot for police service area 1. This is housing. Now, I want to read the Niger Safety and Security Task Force report for those of you who missed the meeting last week. And an additional expense that could also be put in is for security guards. So this is security guard training. This is right from Niger's report. Niger currently utilizes security personnel in senior developments and believes that there are benefits to having security personnel
That's
deployed.
security night, that's not uniform.
Yeah, that's.
Well, the
That's how
uniformed is.
That's done
Right,
MOS.
let me finish. The uniformed is member service, is the PSA 1 housing. So that, I'll explain how that comes into play. So Niger currently utilizes security personnel in senior developments, that's HABA, and believes that there are benefits to having security personnel deployed in additional developments to perform access control, respond to
Again, that's
emergencies,
security guards, not
Right.
cops.
enforce Niger rules and regulations, and act as liaisons with NYPD. Niger would hire security personnel and would train them to staff development. So you're accomplishing 2 goals. You have employment and security, like the mayor says, the prerequisite of prosperity is
Not putting in a class, so where are
Right.
you gonna get the
the
cops
issue is
from?
this. So then it comes up the safety for the guards themselves. Are they armed or not armed? Do they have bulletproof vests? So in place of this, you have housing police. So we could have the request at the very top. We have shooting incidents. The crime continues to be a problem in public housing. 3 weeks ago, shots fired, rooftop, Surfside Gardens. We had shots fired also 3 weeks ago, Cary Gardens, hallway.
That's
The-
PSA 1.
I'm talking PSA 1, so that I want to elevate number 36.
I don't want him to elevate every little
Yeah.
thing that he
Just
wants to
remember,
elevate.
no.
Yeah.
Our entire list is all elevated,
Right.
so
Wait, let me
he's
just
done 3
say-
of them already.
Yeah.
The one homicide we have for the year is in public housing, is
Okay,
in Cary.
Remember,
Okay.
you're
So-
supposed to bring that back to committee.
Yeah, well, I'm raising it.
Housing's not
Not
here.
here.
Right, no, so in other words, this is the police section of it, so for PD purposes, it's the request is increase PSA 1 housing police.
No, this
And-
is not what that is.
Just
Well,
a-
I'm
it's
saying
uniform. It's
to-
just a-
and-
uniform.
To make it specific, to increase, hire additional uniform officers, branch off and say we need, that's summer detail, like it states, we need additional police for housing, specifically an increase in the police service
I
area
agree with
1.
him with that.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
not?
I do. I
Let me
agree
get
that we need
that.
them, but
Put it right at the top with lifeguards.
That's,
But
I
see,
agree
there was
with-
something under the housing meeting. There was something that was discussed. There was a bullet item. I don't
No, but
remember
what
where it
he's
is
saying
here.
Security guards is the bullet item.
It's on the police.
Yes.
It is on the, they monitor housing, but it's still on the PD.
Mhm.
So what he's saying is increase PSA one's funding so they can hire additional cops. I don't see a
the
problem
cop,
with
the
that.
cops are transit cops, housing cops. PD, the regular cops all come under the same umbrella,
Right,
Yes.
okay?
that's what
And-
he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you can't specifically say hire more PSA one cop.
Well, we could request housing to increase, and this has the support of board member Angie Herrera, the president of Marlboro is backing it. I spoke with the president of Unity Towers, Site 1B, that's Elizabeth Maldonado. She, of course, says she agrees with more housing
Nobody's
cops
gonna
and security
disagree.
guards.
You
They
don't-
want it, it's needed, that's where the
Well,
crime is.
security guards is a whole nother issue.
Right.
Uniform officers for our community, so
Yes,
that should be standard, community.
that's it. You're asking for more.
So
More
now-
housing
I'm not
police,
listening
to
what you're saying.
specifically.
Now I'm listening to
And
what you're saying,
uniform.
Joanne. You're saying transportation, housing, as, but
Transit,
if you're saying, but if you're saying community, Ron, it's community.
right.
Well,
So
I'm
now
making it,
I don't agree. with
I'm
that.
making it its own item.
You can't.
An increase for uniformed police officers, specifically housing, or put it in, or just name it. Don't say other than some
No,
of the
'cause then you
detail.
have to, according to Joanne, you have to do transportation and. the other one.
Transit.
We're not requesting TD 34. There's not really an issue there, so.
There's an issue.
Well,
Not where this is.
Transportation may feel that way.
Yeah, right.
It's
Transit.
okay, the more the better, but this is specifically.
But that's it, it says. the whole-
I think that this has to stand as community as a whole. You can't separate, say, listen, I want more PSA one cops, give him there, don't give him to the precinct,
and not
or
give
don't give him to
exceed
transit. You
34,
can't
yeah.
do that.
It's not, don't give them, it's to ask for an increase. This is citywide. They devote their resources as they see fit. Again, this is as if it would be a substitute
So if-
for
if
security
the-
guards in
if-
its place.
If the chief of department gets 100 cops, he's gonna put them where he needs them, not where you say PSA.
It's
one.
needed. The stats prove out. There were a dozen assaults year to date in Marlboro, a dozen assaults in Cary Gardens, a dozen assaults in Gravesend houses. That's where it's needed. Robberies.
I think what
Marlboro.
you made it clear when you said community.
Community, that's it. I think it should be less community.
Okay, yes,
Right.
Even though all the police officers fall under the same
Right.
department, but when they apply for housing.
No.
so-
No.
They come out of the academy and they get assigned. Some get assigned to transit unless they specifically ask. Some get sent to transit, some go to housing. Yeah.
all right, we have someone on,
We'll bring
on
it up
the
to
Zoom.
housing.
Sanji, what do you wanna say? Unmute yourself, Sanji.
Hi, Eddie. Hello, everyone. Good
How's it
evening. I had wrote that comment a while ago when it was under traffic enforcement. And I know the office gets a lot of complaints about the double parking on West 8th between Neptune and Surf Avenue.
Yes,
Yeah, so I don't know where that can fit in, but traffic enforcement should
that, we can definitely do it immediately. We're not waiting 2 years for them to get.
Exactly, Eddie. So you understand.
Yeah, we do understand that problem. It's a DMV problem with,
Yeah.
people who are gym and, the Dollar Tree over there. Yeah, they're all double parked. But we can address that, much quicker, instead of waiting 2 years from now, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, all right, thanks. Yeah,
I want to point out regarding what Robin said about the housing issue with guards. There was a pilot program, I believe, 2 years ago. I saw it myself. In Site 1B Haber Houses for about a month, they had security guards of the same company as Haber Houses. So that was discontinued. I spoke with Elizabeth Maldonado, the current president. We don't know why. And again, I'm asking for,
That's security guards, that's private and it's hired by the development. It has nothing to do with the city.
from Niger. No, that was produced from Niger. So in lieu of, there are no security guards. Who functions as the security guards? The housing police. I'm asking for the word housing police, that one word to be added into line 36,
And
and it should be elevated to the top.
And Joanne is
With
saying
lifeguards.
the one word community covers
Says it all.
everybody.
Well, we're making it specific,
But
increase in housing.
we shouldn't. We should.
Everything is.
You're saying that
gotta-
housing should have a cop over transit, should have a cop over the 6-0 should have a cop?
I'm saying that where you live, you have a 24-hour protected building. These Niger buildings are not. They do not have the 24-hour security.
That's why they have PSA 1.
You're right. It's not enough. So I'm saying an increase in the PSA 1.
Okay,
I'm being
all right,
specific.
but the problem
There's no
about this
crime
is
happening in your building. You
what
have the
what
locked
what you have
doors
to
and it's
realize,
protected.
Ron,
The crime is
that
happening in Niger.
what you're realizing, what you're trying to do is you're
Yeah.
trying to micromanage the precinct and the police department. You can't micromanage them. They know what they're doing. We can suggest to them as a community saying, please do it where it's needed. And
Right.
once you start telling them, who are we to tell them how to do their job?
Right.
We're not there to tell them how to do the
Well,
job.
they have the stats, they have the
But
Niger
they
Eagle
can do that.
report,
They can
and
do
they
that.
tell me they don't
They-
have the
fine.
resources.
That-
So
but
we
that's it.
advocate for more
But that's
resources.
it.
They can see.
But that's it.
Put it where they see
have
fit.
in their bag of resource X amount of officers. They know where to allocate it. We can't tell them, no, you should give more to Cary Gardens over Haber over or Dwyer. No, because they're gonna say, why are you putting seniors over the lower income families on the west end?
I'm just making a
I'm-
broad
I'm
request,
saying it too.
increase in housing
But
police.
I'm not going to
But
micromanage.
how about just
Period. When
increase?
you have more,
Yes.
then you're able to distribute it.
Yes.
Right, so how about we
Where
just say
needed.
increase community-wise?
And
That's
that's
it,
what I
said.
and just
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Community-wide.
Yeah, community wide.
Elevate 36 to the top with lifeguards.
Listen, he's gonna bring this up at the board meeting anyway, and he can't elevate every topic.
No, that doesn't make a difference.
All right, moving right along, almost finished, guys. Page 24. See, this is where, you guys were talking about the crime prevention, youth crime prevention program. We need to increase, resources for youth crime prevention programs such as Explorers, saying Night Lights. We need to offer youth more positive activity and not to fear the law enforcement officer. See, this is where that sentence from the other one went in. So it wasn't lost. It was just, misplaced. So we'll cross the other one out and leave this here. And next one will be on page 25. 26, sorry, 26, number 45.
What happened to 41?
40? Yeah, I did this one.
Hey, that's what's.
Oh, sorry, 41. Sorry, 41. It was 25, 41. This one, of course, is to expand bus service frequency or hours of operation. As you know, the SBS B82 bus stops at Cropsey Avenue and doesn't come all the way to Coney Island. It should, because why should an express bus stop at that point and not continue to Coney Island? Because people have to get off during the weekday and the summer. Yeah, but it stops over at,
B82 is not express.
Yes.
Craft or fast redesign.
yes, also, it does also. But this was this came before this, yeah. Yeah, that is, yes, we've been asking this forever.
Taking it.
No, leave it in here because because the redesign is gonna come up. We'll ask that same question again.
Design is not gonna come through until.
Until next
2025.
2025.
Right now, we gotta deal with clean.
Yeah, yes.
Let me ask you a question.
We just-
Wait, I got Lolita first.
Just change the
Sure.
sentence. We
Okay.
hope this will be part. We request this to be a part.
No, because,
What does it mean, hope?
I don't know. We would like,
Oh, the-
we would like.
We would
this.
like, no, please request it, please put this request in,
No, no,
or
we-
please
oh,
include it
okay,
in the,
This will be part of the bus
who
redesign.
said that?
It says here, the last sentence,
No, it says we hope.
we hope. Okay, I'll take off the word hope then.
I
Okay,
agree, I thought we did create that. So I
Alright.
didn't say hope.
okay,
Hope
this
is
part
very
would be
big.
part of the bus redesign plan. Okay, take off the hope, you're right, take off the hope.
Don't take the
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah,
Not being
The
an.
SBS and the B82 is two different.
no, SBS stands for,
Select bus service.
See?
Well, number two, there-
That's Express 82, I think. That-
No,
no,
it's select.
Because an express is charging more money and select bus or limited or local is the $2.90.
and it skips, stops.
Oh, I
Kings
see.
Highway.
So it says SBS B82. Clear it up for me.
It's called the select bus service, which only runs from Bay 38 to Spring Creek Towers.
Okay, and then when someone gets off at the 82, what do?
Take the local.
It's a local.
Take another bus.
Yes.
And pay another money?
SBS
No,
And the
it's the same.
82 local are two
It's
separate
transfer.
buses.
Oh,
So you're asking for them to expand it
All
to
the
come
two-
this
to
way.
fill it.
Coney Island.
But how many buses do we have in Coney Island already?
No, the 82 does come already. It does come
It
already.
leaves from there.
It
No,
does,
no,
but
Eddie,
not the
Eddie,
express one.
Wrong terminology you're
Okay.
saying. The 82 local is a separate bus. I told you this before, last year, and Lucy, you agreed with me last year. The 82 SBS is a different bus because it only makes select, when you can call it the ultimate limited bus. The 82 local, which is supposed to go all the way to Coney Island, unless it's getting stuck in Kings Highway near, where all that traffic, it dies. The local makes all stops from Spring Creek Towers to Coney Island Still Avenue.
Okay.
SBS only makes
But
select.
you have the local coming here, why do you need the SBS to come here too?
I never requested it.
No. Go, Barbara get done.
So I take the 82 when I
That's
take.
It's just like when I take the F to Kings Highway, I have to wait for the next F. Wouldn't this be the same thing?
For
No,
every 82 that goes to Coney Island, there are at least 2 SBSs that stop on Bay 38th Street. So if you're looking for a regular B82 to go to Coney Island.
You stand there and wait like I
there
do
are
on
some
Kings
days
Highway for
when
the
there
F.
are 25 people waiting on my corner to take the B82. They have gotten off the SBS. But
So then what you're basically saying is don't have an SBS,
No,
do
it just-
another regular B
put it-
82.
or put more.
Continuation.
B82.
No, you can't continue an SBS that is limited stopping, if I'm understanding
You're
you.
right.
You have to now change it to a regular B
82
82.
local or the B64, which they both go to Coney Island.
Because the SBSs don't come this way anyway, so why would you say what you're saying on here?
What they could do is the SBS instead of stopping right at.
We have
what
a
do you call it?
transit
I
person
know.
here, what are you saying, what we could do?
What we could do
He's
is
saying it.
we can stop there and continue it, so they don't
But
have
he's
to.
saying an SBS has
The
limited space.
The SBS basically
So you're
is, the terminology of SBS
What
is
he's saying is
stop.
right, there is a new problem. Due to the fact that there are 2 issues, there are ridership numbers is down. Second thing is everyone is jumping on the B64 bus or the B68. The problem is to try to get an SBS Select to stand down, as Lucy is saying, to put them in the Stillwell terminal, we don't have enough room. Where can we turn them around? The only problem is you have the 74, you have the 68, you have the 82. And there are times when you guys have the parades or the Nathan's hot dogs. We need to make sure that those buses are not stuck along the area. The problem is you have community people saying first they want it, now they don't want it. And then right now, we do have another issue that the 82 SBS right now gets stuck along Kings Highway. We have a DOT issue, which has been brought up, and I have mentioned to Barbara that it's not us that's causing the delay. It's people who are double and triple parking. So we cannot get an 82 SBS Select because it's only a weekday bus. If people want the.
Yeah, but he's saying summer and weekends here. If it's only a weekday, how are you now telling them to do it on a weekend, Eddie?
I think Barbara just made an excellent selection, I mean.
No, she did,
suggestion.
but listen to what he just said, Robin.
I heard
He
what he
said that bus only works on the weekdays,
Mhm.
and this request is saying weekends. I'm a little
The
confused
request
still.
is, as
To
we
extend
just
it to the weekend service.
tossed it
and
out.
It does run.
So how about add more B82s during the summer and
Okay,
weekends?
but then. okay,
Because
all right,
you're
but-
not,
But
let
then,
me finish, Eddie,
go ahead.
because I'm trying to understand it. How about add additional B82s during the summertime and weekends because the SBS does not run on the weekends?
It could be proposal. You can
Okay,
request that.
there
which I
goes
did
right
say
in.
Okay, then that's it.
Last year.
You heard that, Barbara?
And there is a proposal, as I said last
Yeah.
year, you could propose if, and I say the word if. You're gonna ask a request, when the bus part of the redesign, ask if they can extend the SBS during only the summertime. Because the BX12 goes to Orchard Beach during the summer season only. It can be requested, and I did mention this last year, and someone forgot to put it in.
We didn't put it in.
All right, so.
All right, so
I'm
then-
sorry, but,
But Lucy, you're right.
so is that what we're gonna
Yes.
reword it to something
we're
similar
rewording
to what
that.
I said?
Yes,
And Barbara, I do feel sorry for the people, but I stand on Kings Highway and wait for the next F train, so to me, transferring to another bus and another train, that's not on.
okay, the next one, page 26, number 45. Chris, you can talk about this one. 45. priority 45,
Page 26.
26, 26, page 26.
26, number 45.
Page 26,
B train.
page 26.
Okay, here's the one thing, we do have an update on the B that has
Number
to be
45.
followed. Guys, the B train has also upgraded its schedule. It's normally now, we have two B trains. During the midday times, there's one goes to 145 and one goes to Bedford Park. Now, all times. So the problem is also as we had, I know Nick has brought this up, which now he's not with us now, he's planning. Melissa's already checked. Problem is, the only time they
The
bring
waste.
the into Coney Island, unless the Q train is completely severely delayed. It's an emergency backup train, same as the W train. If the R train or the N train gets messed up, the W train is an emergency backup train. If we have too many trains in the station, we're not going express.
It delays the other train from moving out.
And I say delays because it's a shorter way to say it.
And Angela can verify that because we take the darn train all the time. So if you're asking for more to come, less is going to go out in a timely manner,
But there is a B train that passes every morning,
right?
bypasses, I don't know where it's coming from, but it bypasses West Eight, we see it
It doesn't.
passing right by, why it doesn't stop?
Yes,
What trains are passing by
I
the B
understand that. And the
Oh, well,
problem
that's
is,
a complaint problem,
the
I
difference
guess.
with the B train is it does not have conductors on the train. And
Remote control?
no, you know, you can't, we don't have that FR 211, which we don't have them over here yet. So let's not even go that way yet, but then you guys will panic.
No,
The bottom line is there's a certain timetable, because if if there's open tracks, the B has to get out of the way, so an N can come in or another Q can come in, because everything has to move like tick, 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 tick.
Which it does not move.
Thank you.
Because her and I sit on West Eighth, 20 minutes for a train to pull out. Now you're telling people to bring a B in here, that's gonna take another 20 minutes while I'm sitting there cursing everybody out. And then jump downstairs to catch the 36.
Yeah, and the only thing is.
But it doesn't come
also,
often.
Guys gotta have to realize now too, because since the Brighton line, 75% of it is closed on the express track, because they're doing construction at Church Avenue. So you guys gonna have to face the fact that it won't make a difference if you're on the Brighton line. The only thing that I will say is, I hope you like a bonus train on the D and N, because if something goes wrong with that Brighton line,
Keeping it or not?
let me just make this easy. You might sometimes see a B on the F once in a blue moon, because it means it's being diverted to get out
Yeah,
of the
we'll
way.
say,
because
are we
the
keeping
express
it or
tracks are
not?
More open. And just remember, the new signal system are actually working, is online. The Fs are moving a lot faster. I didn't say perfect, I said drop.
okay, so the question is, are you keeping it or not?
We'll say,
I would say
committee?
keep it,
Keep it.
I would say
That
keep it.
makes no sense. That makes no sense.
It sounds like there isn't even a conductor on the
there is none.
Goes out of the
So
yard.
we'll keep it till you guys meet and tell us you wanna
Who's the
remove
one
it?
who-
I mean, come on.
Because once they get into Brighton,
No. So,
that's where community board is supposed to be.
It doesn't make
encouraging
any
that on the
sense.
website.
You're adding more people, you're asking to have another train come here.
Well-
And those that take the train,
Yeah.
I don't know who else, I know Angela.
I
and
do, I do,
Yes, you do. Lolita.
I do every morning.
You need to understand, Eddie,
Yeah.
and the committee, that I literally, and I'm not joking, I will be sitting there 15, 20 minutes by the time another train goes out. So now you're adding another one coming in. I don't see that a benefit. I don't see it, so.
So how many people on the transportation committee, raise your hand, think you could keep it? Two?
No.
How many think it should be removed?
Yeah,
remove.
I think keep it.
I think it needs to be started.
I didn't hear you, Angela.
She said it should be studied.
Oh.
We can't decide on schedule. I'm not the
Oh, okay.
MTA
All right.
scheduler.
This
Okay,
is,
I'll leave it.
okay, it's a 2-year wish,
Still in
okay,
a scheduler.
sure.
Sound like it was
Because
two?
you are right.
Let's stay.
So, okay,
I
let's
know
keep it.
things like that is just.
Just keep it and bring it to
hell.
committee to discuss.
okay, all right, so what happened here is, this is a 2-year wish, so I think we should keep it in,
5, 6,
because things
7
can
years.
change, things can change. And also in
Maybe
the
we'll find more
redesign,
conductor.
there you can also mention things too. All right, the last stuff,
Yeah,
which
no,
was easy,
4 years.
page 27, number 50, not 50, is it? Yeah, 49 and 50 and 51. The first one is, study. We know we're doing it currently, so we're leaving it in there, just leave it in there. It's just basically saying we need a traffic study still. Alright, FDNY, we said as before, the drone, did we repeat this already? The drones, I think we did, but okay, just question mark, but basically it's asking about the drones, so the number 51 is saying, the youth again, oh, this is interesting, instead of using, increase, resources for youth crime prevention programs, with the new technology of the drone, we thought about
It is.
purchasing and teaching the explorers how to use the
That's already
drone.
there.
No, the drones. See, you didn't read further. The drones in existing, the police and patrol, since the kids know more about technology, they're the one who can use the drone. I'm thinking outside the box.
Well, it doesn't make
But-
any sense to
No,
me.
but.
I'm not giving
I'm
a
not
kid
gonna-
the
I'm not even
drones.
gonna
to
argue.
do
It
for
doesn't
the-
make any sense.
35, you
I
got
don't,
what you want.
it's up to you guys if you wanna keep it, it's keeping the kids off the street, but if you wanna take it out, I'll take it out.
Enough Explorers as it is. Am I-
But the whole thing is to
How
attract
about
them.
getting me the Explorers and then you can train the
Let's
Yeah,
put it this
Explorers.
way.
right. I
This is-
think I have two
let's put
explorers
it
this
this way.
year
This
because
is
I have
for-
to pay for the insurance.
Okay,
There's
let's put
there's
it this
no
way. This
explorers.
is for 2 years in advance. So if you get your explorers now and in 2026, they're here,
Yeah, go with
they
the
can have a
garage
program for them.
35 years.
Yeah,
So it's up to you guys if you want it or not.
Eddie?
35 years is good.
Just one problem, Joanne just said insurance.
Now,
That's-
that's something else. That's to
Sure.
cover the explorers.
Yeah.
No, but it's, you think about the drones.
No, the only thing about that,
I don't
we
think
just,
it's right
the
to use
details
it
are
to-
not here right now. We're just putting the idea of them using new technology that they're interested in right now, which is computer.
I don't have
And technology.
kids.
We need to focus on the subway surfing with the drones going
Oh.
on the line.
And have, who can watch over that?
That's NYPD.
Okay,
They
but,
have that.
but who can do it if you're gonna teach them?
And
No,
it-
no, no, no,
They-
no.
Not the
Okay.
kids.
You don't,
Like I
you
said,
don't give
You're
kids
explorers.
that,
It-
no, no.
No.
You don't
No.
trust.
No.
No,
Okay.
no.
I said
They know better than
Fifty
you.
and number 33, don't you think?
No, you
That
don't.
is not
I go
even
for
gonna
the
be
fire
used,
department.
even if they get
Oh, that's-
drones, they are
okay.
not
I'll
gonna
take
give it to the
50 out.
Explorers.
Of course not.
They're
I
not,
know.
gonna
I
give-
know.
Thirty to 33.
Eddie, they're not gonna give
Okay,
it
I'll
to the
take-
Explorers, even if they have drones.
Alright, no, alright, then.
We're
let's check it out.
using drones at the tennis match. We're using drones at Unga
Training.
And they're not gonna give it to a child.
and.
I'm not
back
saying
home.
child. Okay,
Yeah.
or auxiliary.
Well,
Is it? I don't know.
no, auxiliary.
Auxiliaries have to be trained.
I never say nobody knows this. This is all new thing. Yeah, you guys think that, no, but everyone has to realize, we're thinking about the past. This is all new technology. Everyone's saying
They are not
they
gonna
can't do it.
hand them a drone,
I
period.
understand that, but you know, there's all these clubs out there, STEM clubs. They're out there. People don't realize.
What club?
Club, STEM,
Them.
STEM, science and technology, yes.
Aren't they illegal in New York City?
But,
That goes on the
Wrong.
education, bro.
no, but
You're not
if they
allowed-
have money.
You can have
or
it, you
that's
cannot
all.
operate it,
But
they're illegal
directed for that.
Oh,
Right.
the illegal one?
in New York City.
They have to have a permit license.
Yes, yes, Ron.
Yeah, but what
Not for
he's
private
saying
citizens.
is that the PD will give it to the children.
I'm not saying give it.
Yeah, I would
Not
do that.
gonna happen.
Okay, alright, Ronald has a question, then Shawnee.
So we
Question.
leave that in there was just something that we just kept talking about.
Important question,
Okay.
please, because I have family, of
Wait.
eight people at home.
Okay,
Okay,
Ron.
let's wait till your family and he's gonna.
Question.
I'm still wanting to know if this is being stayed in there.
No one take it out, he
So
said.
thank you very much.
Take it out. I have no thick skin. You know, you wanna take it out, you can take it out. Go, Ron.
It's out.
Ronald first and then Tim.
He was first.
Ronald, go ahead.
It's gonna be winter just now,
Mhm.
and I'm wondering who's responsible for moving the snow by where the buses come? Who's responsible?
That goes to
for moving-
committee.
That goes to sanitation. Sanitation always does that. They always clean the primary and secondary streets.
It's not being done, and a lot of times. the snow-
That you have to call 311 at that time, and 911 at the time.
To get out, I'm
But-
trying to get
but
down.
we're-
Release the bus stops.
But that's not, this is not a 2-year wish list. That you have to call immediately 311 or 911 when you have those situations.
Alright, okay.
Don't wait on this. Ronald,
Yeah.
yes.
Why is it,
Right.
why is it for executive budget response for school safety, crossing guards and traffic agents? It says the agency recommends funding budget requests at this time, but availability of funds is uncertain. Yet for hiring additional uniform officers, it says further study by the agency of this request is needed. Therefore, OMB does not take any position. I think it's obvious we need more offices,
But that's
specific
their,
housing.
that's based on their budget. Looking at it, they said that they don't know at that time, and that's what it
Joanne
comes down to.
and the other chairs have put in the word wide, WIDE, am I correct? Community wide,
Oh,
Right.
community, yes, yeah,
which
yeah,
it covers
sure. Yes, we'll
every
put that.
location.
Yes, okay, all right. Is there any other question with this? You just finally come to the, is there any new items or other things that we missed? And
I got my hand up.
What's your hand, Michael? Yes,
Yeah, where's the F Express?
which one?
The F Express.
It's
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 finished.
floating.
It's
I
not
didn't,
the.
I didn't hear
yeah.
one thing about the F Express. I don't have the paper in front of me.
Okay, we had it in there, they made it, we took it off. They took it off during COVID, they never put it back, we never put it
There
back.
is an F Express there.
Yeah, but is it still happening?
Yes.
Okay, it's still happening, sorry, Michael.
It's still gonna happen. I asked you this.
Well, when?
Until they finish the,
Okay,
signal
the signal,
system.
that's it.
Signal system.
Sorry, the signal's not finished yet, you can't have that.
But yeah, you're bringing the B, now the F Express.
Well, no.
That's it, but the F Express, I know, was taken away during the COVID, and because of that, they're fixing up the track, so there is no F Express at this time. Okay.
You're incorrect. There are two express in the morning.
But from here,
One's local, it runs local from here to church. After church, it goes express on the express track.
how many?
I just told you two.
Only two, alright, but that's,
And if there's a behind schedule, they will turn some of them, like 3 or 4 of them, into express to ease the pressure.
Okay.
So I'll say like if Lucy should not be waiting that long for an F, one of them should be moving down already.
okay, alright, so then that's the answer, Michael, you got the
There's
answer.
someone who wants to ask.
Yes.
questions, The gentleman over there on the back.
Yes,
I got a question.
yes, go ahead, alright. Speak,
Question, so the B train is runs local, it used to be runs express in Brooklyn. So the question is, how long does it track the track to get replaced on the B line in Brooklyn?
It's not a track.
Okay.
It's being accessibility improvement at Church Avenue.
Yeah.
That takes time because that is a 100 and something year station. And right now, the B is only running local from Kings Highway to Posse Park in both directions. Once it gets to Kings Highway, it will resume back on the express track, so it's easy to end at Brighton Beach. If there's a problem anywhere between there, one last stop can end at Posse Park or Kings Highway, period. This project was mentioned to all community boards since day one, and the signs are all over the train station. This has to be because by federal regulation.
Thank you, okay. With that being said, thank you, everybody, for coming tonight and dealing with this. The meeting is adjourned.
thank you.
Thank you.
I hope.
So to me, that makes it kind of alive. Housing needs, you guys need to. Just because it hasn't been done.